Filner saga unfolded 6 months ago and continues today. We'll have the latest on Filner's legal woes.
Do you know your candidates for San Diego's next mayor? We'll have the profiles on the top 4 contenders.
The deadline to vote for mayor is approaching. When you can cast your vote. Newscene starts right now. Hello and welcome to Newscene. I am Joshua Lipton.
And I'm Nate Holmes. Thank you for joining us.
All of us at Newscene have come together to bring you a special edition. Tonight's show is dedicated to the 2013 mayoral race. We have reporters covering the top candidates and reaction from City College students and teachers. We begin with the upcoming elections.
On Tuesday, November 19th, San Diego will name its new mayor. A total of 10 candidates are on the ballot for the next week's election. According to recent polls, 4 candidates have made their way to the front of the pack. We will have more on who those top candidates are later on in the show.
With the San Diego mayoral special election right around the corner, we wanted to give you a brief background of how we got to be here. Bob Filner was elected the 35th mayor of San Diego. He served as mayor from December 2012 until August this year. He resigned less than a year after taking office amid allegations of sexual harassment. He later pleaded guilty to charges of false imprisonment and battery. Newscene reporter Briley Oakes has more on those charges.
Yes, sir.
The Filner smile was missing as the former San Diego mayor entered 3 guilty pleas. First, admitting to Judge Robert Trentacosta that he grabbed a woman last March, Jane Doe number 1, in what's come to be known as the Filner headlock.
The defendant, Robert Earl Filner, did unlawfully and intentionally violate the personal liberty of Jane Doe 1 using greater force than was necessary to accomplish the restraint. Jane Doe 1 and defendant attended the same fundraising event in San Diego. While there, defendant used force to restrain Jane Doe 1 against her will and used additional force to overcome her resistance.
And Mr. Filner, is that true, sir? Yes, sir.
Jane Doe number 2 was assaulted in April at a Meet the Mayor event.
During this encounter, the defendant willfully and unlawfully used force on Jane Doe 2 in that he kissed her on her lips without her consent.
He also pleaded guilty to misdemeanor battery, as was the charge for an incident in May where Jane Doe number 3 asked to have her picture taken with him.
Jane Doe 3 approached him and asked if she could take a picture with him. Just before the picture was taken, defendant grabbed Jane Doe 3's buttock. The touching was willful and unlawful.
Sheriff's detectives were swamped with calls, including eyewitness accounts, pranks, and thanks. Some complaints dated back to when Filner was a congressman. The statute of limitations meant no prosecution in the older cases. The Attorney General went forward with 3.
Looking at that national embarrassment, really, and what the victims went through, to bring this chapter to a close, I think this was the right course of action.
Since his resignation, Filner has stayed out of the limelight. His attorney says Filner wants to redeem himself.
He's been jogging, he's been getting therapy, talking to friends, trying to come to terms with how to deal with these kinds of problems. That's a full-time job.
Last month, Filner was booked and released from jail, and on December 9th, he will be sentenced. He will face 3 years probation, 3 months house arrest, continued counseling, no contact with the victims, and he forfeits part of his pension. Reporting for Newscene, Briley Oakes.
With Filner out of office and San Diego in need of a new mayor, City Council President Todd Gloria stepped in to take over.
As complicated as Bob Filner's exit was, the transition for interim mayor Todd Gloria was pretty straightforward. Alex Miller-Prestori has more.
Mayor Bob Filner has resigned effective on August 30, 2013.
The short-lived tenure,
Mr. Mayor, would you like to address the public at this time?
Of San Diego's first progressive mayor in 20 years.
This is not a happy time for any of us.
Was finally over. The man on deck, San Diego City Council President Todd Gloria. Not only does he continue to represent District 3, but he will remain City Council President and perform the duties of interim mayor for the 8th largest city in the country. Gloria was born, raised, and attended college in San Diego. He was elected to San Diego City Council in 2008 and is currently serving his 2nd term. The councilman is openly gay and comes from a multi-ethnic family. His diverse background represents a shift in demographics both on the council and in the general population.
Victory!
Known for championing LGBT rights, Gloria is also a strong advocate for the homeless and updating the city's aging streets, sidewalks, and sewer system. And for those who wish to be mayor, he has a message.
I'd hope that the candidates would prioritize infrastructure as an issue and then be really direct and honest about how they intend to pay for it.
Today, Gloria occupies Bob Filner's former office on the 11th floor in City Hall. He believes in accountability and transparency. A sign on his desk borrows the motto from President Harry Truman: "The buck stops here."
The buck stops where? The buck stops here!
This is Alex Miller-Pastori, Newscene.
And of course, later this month, San Diegans will vote for the interim mayor replacement.
It came to a lot of people's surprise when former mayor of San Diego, Bob Filner, resigned. Newscene reporter Charlie Viramontes spoke to some City College students about their reactions to the mayor's resignation.
Thanks, guys. I'm here at San Diego City College, where I've been talking to a few students about the mayoral election coming up November 19th. And I have one student here with me, Ian Virgilio. Ian, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. Now, when you first heard about these sexual harassment allegations towards Bob Filner, what was your initial reaction?
Surprised at first. It's always kind of interesting to see what a politician does after coming out with allegations like that.
And after more women actually started coming out, what were you thinking then?
Well, then I thought things got serious, you know, and women can't, or people can't start spreading rumors like that without there being any evidence, you know. So.
And he kept saying that he was going to be proven innocent of all these allegations. Then he actually came out publicly and resigned. What were you thinking?
I think him resigning was the best thing to do. It's good for San Diego, and we can't have a mayor that's not being truthful, you know, that we can't trust.
And now what are we looking for? What are you looking for in the next top mayor for San Diego?
Well, I can't really answer that, but I'd really like to do some more research about the candidates, and I really encourage other people to do it too.
Thank you, Ian. That's all we have here at San Diego City College. I'm Charlie Viramontes, Newscene. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Charlie. I guess in a week from now, we will find out what qualities San Diegans were looking for in a mayor.
City College students weigh in on the candidates, their strong opinions on the frontrunners.
Which candidate is the frontrunner in this Tuesday's election? We'll show you the latest polls.